come up with that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium podcast with me, USFL Jim, joined by my lovely, illustrious, bedridden co-host, Chase, Lupine Fiasco Sesums. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm hurting a little bit.
This is what this is about, by the way. This is how committed we are. He's playing through the pain.
That's right. Some people hurt themselves in practice. I hurt myself scrubbing a toilet, no big deal.
Is that how it happened?
Well, I mean, it was like truck stop toilet dirty, so it needed like a good little bit of elbow grease in it. Like, it wasn't even, it was definitely not good enough to be in a Casey's. Like, it might have been like Mapco bad. I don't know.
Ooh, it's like pump and pantry levels, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, I scrubbed the toilet until I hurt, and then here I am.
That's a commitment to cleanliness I don't actually know anything about. I am not that clean in my life.
Yeah, that's fair. I've seen the basement. I know what's up. I've seen the garage. The garage is always clean though.
The garage is immaculate. The basement, not so much.
Not so much.
What have you thought so far? What are your takeaways so far of what we've seen of week 1 of the USFL? I want your general takeaway.
Okay. One is I don't think the football is necessarily that bad. I think for having a very short period of time
3 weeks.
Yeah,
training camp.
From the draft to the first game, I think the quality of football is actually pretty good. I'm pretty enthused about it. And I also think that the biggest knock is the kicking. And I feel like kicking is bad at every level of football. There's only a handful of people on the planet who can kick a ball consistently.
There's like 2 good kickers
in the world.
Yeah.
In the world.
My thought process was the kicking.
And neither
is
of
the
them
weakest.
play football.
Exactly.
Both of them play in the EPL.
My thought process was the kicking is weak. That's like the weakest point so far. And then I feel like because of how short training camp was, units that need time to gel and get together, like the offensive line, aren't as cohesive. So you're seeing that like these defensive lines look menacing.
Yes. Was it David Bellamy from my New Orleans Breakers just had a day. Had a day.
He was going off. I also love his personality. But those are my 2 biggest takeaways, aside from like with how small these rosters are. We've been seeing a lot more points in offense in second halves than first halves because the defenses just get tired.
Yeah, for sure. Another takeaway, I learned that Adam Driver is actually working on a role as a quarterback in the USFL named Luis Perez, and he's super method about it.
I love that, man.
Well, and my last takeaway is drone cam has got to go. It has got to go, son. I hate drone cam.
If you had to pick one or the other, drone cam or helmet cam?
Drone cam all day. Because they're so upset. They're so like enamored with the fact they're so enamored with the fact that they got drone cam that they're really just like, I don't know. It's 2 Jetsons for me. And also it makes me feel like I'm going to vomit.
It'll work itself out, I think. I think it'll kind of work itself out. With that Luis Perez comment, let's just jump in, break it down. Game number 1. Stallions 28, Generals 24. I think out of all the main, like the last 3 spring leagues, the AAF, the XFL, and this was by and away the best opening game.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was going to be.
No, it did not.
But it turned into a little bit of a banger. I was on against my better judgment. I was on the Stallions because I thought that there was the quarterback play was going to end up lacking for the Generals, and in a way, it kind of did. they had a lot of trouble completing passes, but they still made themselves like competitive through the game. I thought it was a pretty good opener. I mean, it came down to pretty much like the last play.
It came down to the last couple plays. I feel like it wasn't as much on poor QB play from the Generals because I thought both guys were good in their own regard. Mike Riley and the decision to like use them when they did were really weird, and then like the kind of conservative play calling near the end and not lose, and I wasn't a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I hate what's the best way to put it? I hate the two quarterback system.
Oh, it's terrible.
I hate
I like. Obviously, they should have just gone with one or the other, in my opinion. Like,
I think DeAndre Johnson might be the guy.
I think he's the guy. I think he has the tools because he obviously has the legs. The dude had best. So far we haven't seen all the quarterbacks, but so far out of everyone we have seen, he's got the best legs out of every QB I've seen.
Indeed, he does. I mean, maybe even just abandon the pass. Let's just run the wishbone.
Yeah, just run. You know what? Go for it, Mike Riley. If you abandon the pass and run an option system, because so here, 12
friend
rushes
of the show,
for
Mike
98
Riley.
yards.
Friend of the show, Mike Riley. If you're listening, and we know you are,
We know it.
run the wishbone.
12 attempts, 12 rushes for 98 yards for DeAndre Johnson.
Jesus, that's insane.
He was like electric when it came to that, but the passing, he was 3 for 8 for 59.
That's rough. That's a little rough.
That's rough. Luis Perez was 13 for 18 for 143 and 2
How many
touchdowns.
picks? Do you have any picks? He had a couple
No,
picks.
0 picks for both teams.
Ooh.
For both players.
Okay.
So like Perez kind of looked pretty good out there too. And everyone will remember that opening drive he had, he looked electric. He was bombing them.
Yeah. Yeah. Rat Kings throw bombs.
Rat Kings throw bombs. I think my MVP at least for the Generals was Randy Satterfield though.
Kylo Ren out there just slinging dimes.
No, Satterfield every day. That receiver, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he like first play of the game just went up and got it. It was yeah, and then he gets blasted in the end zone for the first touchdown. He was I mean,
so
he looks like the star
Randy's
wide
stat
receiver.
line, reception, 5 targets, 5 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown.
Just an okay day.
just fairly decent. And I feel like also on the Stallion side, they got who they want at quarterback in Jamar Smith.
Yeah, that's not handy for a guy who drafted Alex Mago as his fantasy.
Mr. Magoo, he looked so good starting out. Like his opening drive, he looked like a baller. He looked like a player, and then just fell apart after.
He got dinged up. I think he hurt his ankle or his foot or something. He got dinged up. It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
So hard. He was trying too hard in some respects.
It's true. It's true. But what are you gonna? We like him because he tries hard.
I like him for that reason too, and also my other takeaway. So I'm looking at both. Like, I feel like the Stallions didn't win as much as the Generals lost. Time of possession, the Generals had 37 minutes. The Stallions had 20.
It's a little bit lopsided.
Total yardage, Stallions 277 total yards. The Generals 408.
That's also a little bit lopsided.
73 plays for the Generals, 54 for the Stallions.
I feel like there's a theme here that things were lopsided.
The good thing going for the Stallions, though, is yards per play, 5.1 versus 5.6. So the Generals ran a lot of plays. They weren't doing a lot with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I feel like, especially in the second half, when they were playing more of Johnson, it was just a run after. They said it on the broadcast. 17 straight run plays
to end the game. Yeah. It was. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say other than it was the first game of a league, and I expect more out of both of those teams the next time that they play, even though they didn't have a bad showing. I'm
right there with you. I actually come away with a higher opinion of both teams than I thought I would going in.
Yeah.
On kind of the opposite coin, we had the early morning game today. The Gamblers and Panthers. Gamblers win at 17-12. This is kind of what everyone expected for like the first week. Low scoring, kind of sloppy offense.
Mm-hmm.
The weather probably definitely had a factor in that.
Yeah.
Jeff Fisher. Nah. I mean, I still I still, for the Panthers, come away a little bit hopeful
Yeah.
because that last drive and like for a little bit of the last of the second half, Shea Patterson looked pretty good.
So I only caught the tail end of this, and I saw the last drive, and yeah, I mean, it, Shea Patterson. I thought that they made the catch in the back of the end zone to actually win that game. Not how that went down, but yeah, I'll let you wax on this one more than me since I did not see most of the game.
So obviously the Houston defense was just eating up the Panthers' offensive line the entire game. Like they couldn't do nothing. This offensive line was not very good. Patterson had some issues. He had some really bad plays like in the first half, not looking great. And then they put Paxton Lynch in for a little bit, and I'm going to come out and limb and say it. Paxton Lynch is the Matt McGloin of the USFL.
So I'm now his
bad.
biggest fan. Is what you're telling me?
Bad. He's real bad.
Is he super bitchy like Matt
No,
McGloin?
he wasn't. No, I'm just saying in level of play. He wasn't like very bitchy or nothing.
Then I don't think you should be throwing around that Matt McGloin title unless he's got a little bit of a catty bitch to him.
Maybe we'll see on the Hard Knock show on United by Football. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, just have him just be super. As long as you're not on the Maulers, because you could be kicked off the Maulers for disrespecting.
Well, we'll get to that. I have opinions on that.
Yeah.
So, but my main takeaway for the Panthers is like I'm kind of hopeful. I'm kind of hopeful with like Shea Patterson ended the game looking pretty good. I think he's fresh. He obviously, unlike a lot of quarterbacks in this league, he hasn't really played a ton of spring ball, and he hasn't really kept as fresh maybe. So maybe he just had to knock some of that dust off.
That's fair. I mean, everyone's going to get better. Everyone's going to get better, but I mean, encouraging for the Gamblers. That looks like they've got a salty defense.
Their defense looked really good, and their offense was kind of like hit or miss. Clayton Thorson, kind of all over the place in some regards. He had an interception, but he had a touchdown. They just need to kind of work something out. This was just not a great game offensively for either team.
Clayton Thorson.
Kenji Bahar looked pretty good when he was in, but he only got like a couple plays.
Clayton Thorson strikes me as someone who's going to put it together and be probably the top one or two quarterbacks in the league.
I said it in my preview of this team. I think Clayton Thorson has some of the most potential to unlock. If anyone who followed me during the XFL kind of understands, he's like what I was calling Brandon Silvers in the XFL. Lots of potential. Didn't always show it. Needed something to unlock it. I don't know if Kevin Sumlin's the guy. We've seen it before in college. Kevin Sumlin has a really good early bit of the season, and then falls off a cliff eventually. Maybe that'll happen, but maybe not. Who knows?
So we're saying Kevin Sumlin needs to find the key to the old potential cabinet.
Yes, he does. Does. I expected this team to have a better offense than what they showed, but it's week 1. It's kind of what we expect.
Yeah.
And then your name's right in there. Obviously, we're going to talk about it. The game that just happened. The Philadelphia Stars taking on the New Orleans Breakers. Breakers win 23-17.
Boom.
This was the mascot game.
Yeah,
the two best mascots in the league, in my opinion.
It's the two best mascots, the two best uniforms.
One half of the two best uniforms in the league.
Sure. Yeah, that works. I like Hardee's though. Don't you?
I like Hardee's. They got good burgers.
Yeah, you like a monster burger? You like a thick burger?
I don't know if I like the look on a uniform, but
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. My wife said something regarding the Breakers uniforms earlier. Now I can't see it, which is like it looks like the silhouette of a blue jay. And I was like, God damn it, why did you say that? Yeah. Why did you do that to me? Breakers look good. Breakers look good.
They look really good. And going into halftime, I was not going to say that. Going into half, I was like, this Breakers team looks lost on offense.
And I put it together. They put it together, did really well running the ball. Was it Ellis and I can't remember the other cat's name, but they both just really kind of put it on their shoulders and did really well running the ball in the second half. And then the defense,
they come out second half just fucking swinging offensively. Ellis, Logan Jr., and like Slaughter when he needed to could run.
Yeah, it was a Slaughter Sunday.
We kind of I discovered what I said before. Slaughter, I think has the most potential out of any of these quarterbacks
True.
because we just haven't seen that much. And the fact that he is so athletic, and you saw it in the second half here when he has time to throw and make accurate passes. The dude's amazing.
Yeah. It's all about timing with these passing routes and everything, and I think that's something that's gonna come around. The one pick he threw, he got blasted as he threw it.
That's another thing I was seeing this league. They're letting these boys hit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. There have been some big time pops, and I like the players being mic'd up because now after someone gets absolutely lit up, and they can walk over to the sideline, and then you can get the sound clip of them elaborating on how lit up they just got, and everyone laughing at them.
It's awesome. I love that. And like you were alluding to earlier, this Breakers defense, oh buddy,
Yes, yeah, David Bellamy, have yourself a day. Yeah, I think had 3 sacks in the game, I believe. Yeah, they
he
looked
killed it.
salty, very salty.
I think what we'll see from here on too, you saw it in this game as well. These second half score offs are kind of going to become a normal thing. I feel with how small these rosters are, you're going to get guys just repping out the entire game on defense and special teams.
Yeah.
You're going to get tired.
So we're gonna start betting second half overs.
We might have to start live betting second half overs. We might be getting in on this.
Come on, do that with me. Do that with me to the camera. Yeah, we're in. We're in now. That's what that means.
It looked to me like the Stars just kind of needed to like knock some dust off.
Like, a little bit. Yeah, they had a good. I mean, they had a good second half. I mean, I actually thought the Brian Scott had a pretty just good all around game. It seemed like he had a really good connection with that one wide receiver,
Holland.
Yeah.
Holland, the running back, and then I thought he was pretty good with like Roland and Overton a little bit.
That's what I was talking about, Roland. Yeah. Yeah, he had a really until Roland got dinged up, making just a hell of a catch, which set off the first like instant booth reversal that I remember seeing this weekend, where Pereira was like, "Nah, that's a catch. He needs to go to the 10-yard line."
Yep.
Yeah, which is it's nice to see a non-emasculated Pereira who can actually make changes whenever he comes in. It's like it's not like an NFL game
where he's like, "Oh, I think it should be like they should rule it this way."
No. Instead Pereira ruled all.
Boom. Lance Dominguez, love the Breakers uniforms, especially the helmets. Yeah, they look crisp.
I can already tell that Lance Dominguez is a smart man of discerning taste.
I enjoyed seeing the connection between Kyle Slaughter and Canella, the tight end they have.
Sal Canella. Every team should have a tight end named Sal Canella.
It's strong. It's a strong connection and name they have.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it was the running game for them. It was the running game that really did the damn thing.
They look good. Like this was a heavy run fest sort of game. Both teams, the Stars kind of struggled getting the run going, and that offensive line was kind of breaking down near the end of the game. I'm not going to take. Like, I still think Brian Scott's going to be a really good quarterback. I think this team just needs more time.
Yeah,
and that's basically it. Like I still like Bart Andrus is probably going to be pissed and make some people sleep with the fishes tonight, but.
Yeah, so we've been grading things lately. Grade for me, Bart Andrus's hairstyle.
For him, it's an A.
It's an A++, right?
A++ for him. If anyone else tries to rock that, it's an F.
Yeah.
It works for him so well.
It's weird. It's like part like old white man hair, but also it has the same kind of structure as like Derrick Henry's like braid thing that he has going. It's amazing.
Man. He's a good-looking man.
He's a good-looking guy, Bart Andrus.
Well, this is what happens when a guy is coming right down in your face.
little clip from the game.
Can I get that one more time?
Oh yeah.
Well, this is what happens when a guy is coming right down in your face.
It's what happens.
That's what happens.
That's what happens. God, it's amazing. I'm so glad that we have that clip at our disposal for now and forever.
I'm so glad that like Chaos Sports Announcers exists on Twitter. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just That was a stylistic decision. You gotta appreciate that he went for it.
The other thing that I saw people kind of really talking about today was the crowd, how the crowd looked last night versus how the crowd looked Saturday night versus Sunday. It was a stark contrast, but I feel like there's a lot of reasons for it.
Like it's Easter and they're in Alabama.
It's I'm gonna go with like the lettering system. The Stallions played last night.
Mm-hmm.
The local team, like the Birmingham team.
Mm-hmm,
B,
mm-hmm.
that is the inaugural game of the USFL.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
C, today is Easter Sunday.
True. Also true.
D, the weather wasn't great, and there was like weather delay at the venue.
True. Pretty like significant weather too. Not like
Yeah.
a little bit of rain. Also, they kept showing like a bunny, and like an Easter bunny. Someone dressed up as the Easter bunny, and I have this like feeling that the person dressed as the Easter bunny, like whoever was under there, I think they could get it.
They probably could.
There were some
They could probably
curves.
get it from Blob.
What?
Blob's giving it.
Wait in line because Dave the Wave is still in town, friends.
Dave, yeah, I feel like you're gonna see a decent amount of people. We were speculating like maybe around, or I'd say 5,000 on a normal game, maybe, and then you'll get your peaks for the Stallions. I think the Stallions will bring in a decent amount.
Yeah, they'll have the most highly attended games each weekend. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
I mean they're going for the full Hub City, make all your money off of TV deals, and the numbers came in last night, Saturday night. They brought in about 3.5 million people on TV between the two networks.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And I think I think the football was good enough that that it will keep bringing people in. And I think I do think that the football will definitely get better. It's only going to bring in more people. I
also think, especially as you see, like the haves and have-nots kind of develop themselves, like the people who are going to be pushing for that playoff. When you get, since everyone's going to be playing everybody, you'll get the matchups where a team that's like undefeated is going to play another team that's undefeated halfway into the season, and you'll get like a really big hype to it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I wasn't yawning because
You're yawning because of life.
Pretty much.
I'm just excited. There was a delay. That's why we're recording this now. There was a delay on the Maulers Bandits game, which I know everyone's super excited about because, like, the main quarterback everyone wants to see, Jordan Ta'amu, is playing in that game.
I thought they postponed that until Monday.
Yeah, they postponed it. It's not happening until Monday.
Okay.
So if you're listening to the audio version of this, it's happening tonight. Or it happened in the past because I don't know when you're listening to this.
This is a good point. We live in a nebulous kind of audio oral. That's oral.
But if you're watching it live, then yeah, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. Monday Night Football at 6 p.m.
Love it. And I think that the Maulers are going to win because I think that they're going to have a more established run game.
I would have said that if they didn't get rid of what I assumed was going to be the best running back in the league, and Davion Smith, that we can now talk about because
you mean Garrett Groshek is going to be the best running back in the league?
No,
obviously because he was my second round draft pick.
No, I was really high on Davion before he got booted off the team, but
I also still drafted him too.
Last night they had their Hard Knocks, the USFL, the United by Football behind the scenes.
Yep, show. And actually, I just watched it for the second time.
I did too.
Yeah, and it was it's awesome. I really like it
quite a bit.
I hate that I share a name with Chase Demore, who seems like a gigantic douche nozzle.
God, he does, but like the fact that he kind of owns, he just seems like, he seems like your normal social media influencer.
Yeah, a little bit. That makes sense. Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. My big takeaway from this is that Todd Haley's like facial hair coloration makes him look like a Santa Claus who loves to eat ass.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping they explore different players each episode, each week.
Yeah, instead of sticking with like a core kind of like Hard Knocks does it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to like focus on the same players through the entire season. I want to get to know all the players, or as many as we can.
Yeah, they deserve it. They all deserve it because they're all coming out here doing something, trying to make their dreams come true.
But on United by Football, on this show, on this opening episode, we got to see why Davion Smith got let go from the Maulers.
It was over some pizza, man.
It was over some pizza and chicken sandwiches. What, Kirby? What are we doing here?
We still love Kirby.
We
still would run through a brick wall for
the
Kirby.
show opening with his speech.
Mm-hmm.
The man is a good motivator. At nothing else, he's a great motivator.
Yeah, he also fought fire and lived to tell the tale. Like, he defeated fire. That's for sure. Yeah, like everything he said in that entire episode, I was like, yeah, Kirby Wilson. And then Davion Smith was kicked off for foolishness, essentially.
Saying so the whole situation was the only thing they had to eat he thought was chicken sandwiches, and he didn't want a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
He sees someone walking in with a piece of pizza, and the guy's like, "Is that I have pizza? Is that a problem?" And Davion Smith apparently answered, "Yeah."
Yeah. Well, if you read line
if he
46,
answered yeah in a normal, an actual mad sound, or if he was being a smartass.
Yeah, and if the person took it way too seriously. But if you read line 46 of the handbook, man, no disrespect.
I don't know, man. That's some fun. I was cracking up when that happened.
Yeah, as someone who's recently been fired for a similar situation, I would like to say, I feel you, Davion.
I mean, Davion Smith, one of what part of the two-headed beast that was, in my opinion, the best backfield in the XFL. I don't know, man. I feel like that's some bullshit. It's weird.
We still love Kirby, though.
We still love Kirby, and they did at least pick up Madre London to kind of fill the gap. Mm-hmm. The best rusher from the ELF. So I still think they'll be pretty good rushing wise. I guess we'll see tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. And Garrett Groshek should get all sorts of totes for me now.
You really should. So I do like how next week we're not getting a triple header though. Like, the triple header was going to be a lot.
Yeah, it was. I think it was just good planning, because what else were they going to put on television for on Easter? Like, it was a good way to distract from the fact that Christ has risen.
I'm excited to see how today's games did versus the really good NBA playoffs versus last night.
That's a good point. That's a good question.
To see how the viewership kind of we'll know tomorrow. I think usually the numbers will come out a day later, so we'll know.
Yeah, we'll know. Nielsen will tell us.
And then next week they kind of have it lined up where there's a game on Friday, and then 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. So that's a little bit more doable.
I like Friday night lights.
I do too. I'm here for Friday night football, especially in the spring.
Yeah. If there's a Riggins playing, even better.
Yes.
Who can get it, by the way? Let's just go ahead and say that for the record. Tim Riggins.
Yeah, they can get it.
Did
you catch anything from the NBA playoffs tonight?
Hell, Billy Riggins can get it. I did not. No, I didn't. I have such a. I'm so just cold on the NBA until it gets to the conference finals, and then I care.
I feel bad. Otherwise, I have autism. Okay, buddy. Yeah, you can still watch. You're fine.
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah. So I caught a little bit of the Celtics Nets game, and apparently Kyrie Irving just wants to fight the entire city of Boston.
Okay. Good for him.
And then the Nets still lost.
Okay. I don't think the Nets are going to be. I think they're a little bit overrated. I have no idea who's going to win this thing. For some reason, I don't think it's the Suns. I don't know. I'm
going to roll with the Bucks getting it done.
Again. I think, yeah. I really want the. Well, I am. I mean, a lifelong New Orleans Pelicans fan.
If they could get it done against the Suns, then yeah, they have a real shot.
Then I want the Pels to do the damn thing. I don't think that they're going to though.
So my thoughts on the Pelicans are, I wonder if you're a team member or a fan and you see Zion in warm-ups doing tomahawk dunks and then he's too injured to play, how does that make you feel?
I don't know. I really want them to just do really well with just no Zion, and then I don't know, Zion kind of. And I mean, I'm going to say this. I like to remind everyone that I just generally do not care about the NBA.
Same. I watched the playoffs, but that's about it. But now we
Yeah.
have USFL.
So yeah, and so I want to say, given that disclaimer, that I think Zion's a bust.
We'll go with that.
He feels like a Greg Oden.
Oh, we can roll with that. Yeah, Zion's a bust. We're calling it here.
He's a bust.
Are you excited for the NFL draft coming up?
I am. Yeah. Especially because I have no idea what the Saints are going to do at all. No idea. I think we're going to end up with Kenny Small Hands Pickett, though.
You think so?
Yeah, Kenny and his wee hands. These are Kenny's hands.
Kenny double gloves Pickett.
I think that quarterback gloves should be abolished for everyone except for Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy two gloves.
Only Teddy two gloves can wear the two gloves. I hate quarterback gloves. Yeah, but he wears them. I think it's to make his hands bigger by the size of by the thickness of the material.
I wonder. I would just wear like winter gloves.
Do you think he's overcompensating and he's got like a really big set of gloves with like fake fingertips at the ends of them to make them bigger?
He might. He very well might.
Yeah. So that might be my quarterback in a couple of years.
Okay. I was a big Kenny Pickett fan.
I know. You stick it for Pickett.
I do. I really do.
Yeah.
Overall, USFL thoughts. I'm a big fan of how opening weekend went. You're a big fan of how opening weekend went. I think it's time to grade some shit.
Let's do it.
Today, because in celebration of USFL's opening weekend, I thought we could grade opening weekends. Like season opening weekends for sports.
Okay, let's do it.
Number 1 on our list, we have the NFL. Opening weekend of the NFL.
A+.
A+. It's because you're getting over, like, you've seen the NFL teams play in the preseason, but now it's real.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, and you don't, even though you've watched the preseason, you still don't know exactly what you're going to get because this is the first time that everyone's really like all in playing, and you
could just blast off takes left and right.
Yeah, and it's a great gambling weekend for sure.
So good.
Such a good gambling weekend. So good.
Number 2. I'm gonna give it an A. Yeah, we both gave it A+. Number 2, college football. So now college football. Do we consider it week 0 or week 1?
I think it's week 0. I think it's as soon as they start playing games. And week 0 can be kind of weak. Like week 1, week 2 is really when the banger games tend to happen.
There's always like one game in week 0 that's good.
Yeah.
And the rest are just usually pretty bad.
Like the Illinois-Nebraska game, that banger. Last year in week 0.
I wanted to kill myself. But it was a good game.
You've been burdened, my man. You got to start off week 0 with a burdening.
I hope, we played Northwestern this year, so we'll see what the fuck happens.
Well, I mean, there's no Burt. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but Northwestern games are always like cardiac arrest games. They're always terrible.
Yeah, that's fair.
Week 0, I don't know. If it was week 1, I'd give it an A++. But week 0,
I'll just give it an A.
I'm gonna give it an A because like it signifies that college football's here, and I'm a happy man when college football's here.
Yeah, same here. I love it's.
Also,
because
for us in particular, the fruits of our labor of picking every game for the entire season beforehand, we actually get to see the fruits kind of bloom. Those
chickens start coming home to roost, Like, and we get to see, it's their first glimpse into like how just wrong we might have been. Whenever we're like, no, I think Northwestern's going deep this year.
I think Northwestern could really compete for the Big Ten.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I got a feeling about Northwestern as we're picking games
to the playoffs
with no foresight into like what kind of record that we're giving these teams.
We have all the directional Michigans going undefeated even when they play each other.
Yes, somehow we managed to make that happen.
Somehow we have Central Michigan and Eastern Michigan competing in the MAC championship when they're on the same division. What?
All I got to say is God help the 4th team that makes it into the CFP when they've got Eastern Mich, Western Mich, and Central Mich to play against.
God help them all. Number 3, opening week of the NBA, when the NBA starts up.
D.
Yeah, because it signifies regular season basketball.
Yeah, which is
And, like,
the most boring shit ever.
I'll be honest. I like playoff NBA. I will watch playoff NBA games if
Well,
there's not
sure.
USFL on.
Sure.
Regular season NBA is maybe the most boring sport on the planet.
Yeah, I mean it's like hockey. I won't mess with hockey until it's the playoffs.
I like watching some regular season hockey, but again, I'm on the same boat, which brings us to the next one, NHL opening week.
C.
I'm gonna give it a D plus because it's usually during football season when it starts.
That's a good point. Which is also a knock against the NBA.
Yeah, both these teams like start in the middle of football season, and I'm like,
Know your place.
it's football season. I don't know what the hell we're talking about right now.
Know your place. Football NBA and NHL.
Number 5 I had on here is a interesting one because I don't know if they like. What do you? It's golf. What would you consider the opening weekend of golf? Because for me, the first major of the year is the Masters.
And
So,
that's the opening of golf to
I
you.
guess we could consider the Masters the opening of golf season.
Does it have? It feels like it. Does it have a beginning and have an end? I feel like people are constantly playing golf.
I have another one on here that's like that. That's right after this. I consider the Masters like the opening for the golf season.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a lot of people only pay attention to the majors. I'm one of them. I only pay attention to the majors. So it's like the Masters, the Open, the U.S. Open, and then like the Players Tournament, like the PGA, like the FedEx Cup.
Mm-hmm.
This is the start to me.
Okay.
I'd call it like a B plus.
I mean, if we're considering it the Masters, then I give it an A.
I got it. Yeah, I'll give it an A. Because that's the opening week of like the Masters is the only time everybody cares about golf.
Yeah, but I mean, January, October, February, November, it don't matter. Motherfuckers golfing, you know?
It's true. I mean, I have this in the next one too. Is there like number 6? I had horse racing.
There is no beginning.
I was going to say there's
no end.
It's just analogous. It's just an unending whirlpool of racing and degeneracy. There is no beginning. There is no end. There just is.
There just is. Yeah, there's no.
Is there nothing you would consider as like
no? It's just there. It just doesn't matter. At any time of the day, somewhere in the world, there's a horse race running.
Anytime, any day, anywhere.
There's horses running in circles or in straight lines.
I found out today that I missed. So at Fauner Park, my local racetrack, apparently, the end of March they did camel races, and I missed out on that.
Holy hell, that's awesome!
And once a year they do ostrich races.
I was gonna use a combination of words that I just realized might be a racial slur, but I feel like you should be a jockey for camels. I'm gonna switch it up.
That'd be awesome.
That it's not a racial slur.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no disrespect.
I bet that would be fun though.
That would be awesome. You know, you could just sit right down in there in the hump groove. You know,
literally this weekend. By the way, they did. They dressed up like local track runners in T-Rex costumes and did T-Rex races.
Nice. Always nice. There's a track that has like corgi races.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it is because they had those cute little fuzzy butts.
So yeah, horse racing, never ending, always never beginning. It just is.
It just is. Yeah, it like a circle. It never
Up next
ends.
is Major League Baseball.
I'm
gonna rate MLB's opening weekend higher than both NHL and NBA because that's the only time. Like it's the opening weekend of MLB and then it's the World Series. That's the only
when you
two
watch.
things.
I'll give it a C plus.
I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay.
It's like I kind of be like. Some years I'm just like I'm gonna watch baseball this year. I'm really gonna bet it. I am gonna bet. I will not lie. I'm gonna bet the hell out of baseball. But like I'm gonna watch it too, and then I watch a little bit of opening day. I'm like I don't really like baseball.
I've been crushing baseball so far.
I can't wait to join you.
Yep. What else? What you got?
XFL, the opening weekend of XFL in 2020.
They don't make a letter to express that. We'd have to go to other worlds to find that letter.
We had an F-bomb get dropped in the opening game.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. We're less than a year away.
I'm so hype. I'm so hype.
You know how fast years go? You don't know because you're younger than me. They go fast.
They go real fast. They go faster than you would hope.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Number 9 is the USFL's opening weekend.
Hey.
Which, hey, this was awesome.
Hey.
There's not
That's
too
what
much
I
more
say.
I could have wanted.
I don't just give it an A. I go to A.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
not gonna do that too. Yeah.
Do it. Come on, do it.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have done it.
I should have done it.
No, just save that for me.
AAF opening weekend.
Is that still happening?
No, that league's dead and gone.
I mean, I didn't even. I pass. I don't know. I didn't watch the opening weekend.
2019 is when this happened. The spring of 2019, and boy, if they weren't only on CBS Sports.
The channel that no one has. But apparently
was-
every obscure West Coast football game I want to watch is on.
I'm going to give them a B because they had like 2 really, really big hits that they were showcasing. Like really big hits that like at the time you couldn't have made in the NFL or college football. And I was like, I like this. I like where this is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in like 6 weeks, the league folded due to financial reasons.
Yeah.
Here's another one that I'm not sure that ever has a beginning or an end. If I had to consider one, it's WWE.
That has I thought no matter what, motherfuckers be wrestling. I didn't know there was off
I was gonna say. Well, I made this list. I just come up with sports. I didn't.
Yeah.
I think just motherfuckers be wrestling.
Motherfuckers be
If I
wrestling.
had to pick one, the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble,
yeah,
sure.
like the start of the year is like the one.
Yeah, I love during the Royal Rumble when you're updating me on my girl Summer Rae, as how that was going. You're like, she's in, she's out.
She's out. Yeah, she was in and out this year. That was
man.
quick.
Oh, yeah, that's I'll be honest.
I don't think it has one.
I haven't been a huge wrestling guy since I was probably in like 7th or 8th grade. There's no disrespect. There's no disrespect to wrestling. People be wrestling. It's like a circle. It never ends.
College basketball.
A+. Well,
no opening weekend though. It's like in the middle of football season.
True. Usually they try to have some sort of blockbuster,
They do a good job at having really good matchups opening.
But it's really hard to focus on anything else that's happening when we're in the throes of passion for college football.
I gotta give it like a C+ or a B.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like they do a good job with the matchups, but you're exactly right. It's hard to focus on anything that's not football.
But I mean, at least they're playing like during the middle of the week, and unless Maction gets in the way.
So yeah, when college basketball comes in, it's the signifier that like, hey, we could get sports like every day.
Yeah, it doesn't just have to be on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday. Well, exactly. When I'm saying all the days out loud, it occurs to me that we have football on a lot of days.
Dude, when Maction starts rolling in,
we have like 5 or 6 days of football,
There's about I think there's a period when Maction starts, there's football on every day of the week. Because you get Maction on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
You get your Thursday night football game in the NFL.
Friday,
at least last year, Friday had a bunch of Sun Belt games. Like the Sun Belt was playing Fridays pretty consistently. And then Saturday, obviously, college football, Sunday NFL, Monday night football.
What's this conference? I've never heard of a Sun Belt.
The Fun Belt.
Thank you.
Yeah, I apologize. The Fun Belt.
It's the funnest belt. It is God, I love Sun Belt I love Fun Belt football so much.
It's one of my favorite. It's so fun.
God, listen, if college football were just Maction in the Fun Belt, I'd still be so happy. I'd still be so happy.
Very happy, man.
Yes.
College baseball opening week.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Arkansas has just a badass baseball team, so I am invested. But I'm not going to watch a game until like the SEC tournament or like the super regionals.
Exactly. I see. I guess.
Yeah.
Soccer. Does soccer have an opening?
No, motherfuckers be playing soccer.
Yeah,
That's
play soccer.
People be playing soccer.
I had sumo on here because I wanted 15 and I was running out of sports.
All about that basho, son.
Yeah, they don't do like a season. They just have a spring and a fall tournament and a summer. They have like seasonal tournaments.
Yeah.
So I guess the spring tournament could be the start. I don't know. A+ though. It's always fun to watch the new guys.
I'm going to defer to your judgment.
And then I'm gonna defer to you here because I need another sport. I had disc golf.
I don't know if there's a season. Hippies be throwing discs, man.
Dudes be just be throwing.
Uh,
Discs be flying, yo.
discs be flying. Weed be smoked. A.
I'll go with an A. I assume
Sure.
opening weekend there's a lot of drinking and a lot of weed smoking.
Probably. And when I say probably, I mean definitely.
Which I feel like more of these leagues could kind of get with. Like, could you imagine if every player in the NFL for week 1 was just high as fuck?
That would be so amazing.
That'd be amazing.
I feel like there's a higher percentage than you realize, but it's definitely not all of them.
No, I want all of them.
All
Aaron Rodgers is
everyone.
not high. I want to see Russell Wilson stoned out of his mind.
I don't. I think he'd be annoying. I think he'd be
I
like, "Look how big
probably-
my hands are! Oh my god, I didn't realize my hands are so huge." You know,
Ooh.
be sitting in the bathtub like, "Is this the sink? Am I getting smaller?"
He's just.
Oh, you're just high, Russ. God
You think,
damn.
you think he gets paranoid? Like he's
Yes.
really paranoid high?
Yes.
He's
he
like,
just-
oh my god, are the cops gonna come?
yes, because he strikes me as someone who doesn't know how to be chill, doesn't know how to
Even though
be
for
cool.
his entire career he's been in a state that allows weed.
Yes. Yes. He's where he's gonna get addicted, things like that.
He's like, oh, I don't want to get addicted. My
I don't wanna get-
career's at stake.
It's not expensive, is it? It's the cheapest drug there is.
Shut the fuck up, Russ. I got nothing else. To talk about.
Yeah, so there, something happened today. My in-laws came. They brought their dog Jack with them.
What
You
kind
know,
of dog is Jack?
Jack is like a beagle hound sort of mix. You know, Jack's an old guy. Jack's had surgeries to prolong his life. Jack's an old dude, and everyone went to my parents' house for Easter except for me because the back was bothering me. So I stayed here in bed trying to not hurt. And apparently, while everyone was at Easter and I was here in my bed, Jack shuffled loose this mortal coil.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't feel bad because I don't feel like it happened on like my watch or anything, but there was just this strange series of conversations as to okay, we have to figure out where to get a dog cremated, things like that. It was a weird end to Easter, is all I'm gonna tell you.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Jack will return from whence he came.
Yep. Ash to ashes, dust to dust. That dog Jack is dead to us. Yes.
That is a great way to spend your Easter.
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was weird. And it was like the day before I was looking at him, I was like, this dog is gonna die while he's here. And he
Were
did.
You high?
Probably.
Okay.
He was not in good shape. He was not is all I'm gonna say. He was not in good shape. But it was very sad. It was very sad for my wife who's had that, that's been the family dog for a very long time. And she had to instantly explain to the girls, my very young daughter's, death.
How's your little pup doing, by the way?
She's the greatest. She's the best. I love her. I'm gonna snuggle her after this. Except for the hand bites. Look at that.
Oh, dude, I feel you there. That's a big one.
Yeah, she got me good. But it's not like she just kind of chews on me. She doesn't bite me. I don't know how to phrase it. But yeah, it was Rosie's good. She's been going to puppy class. So she can target, which means I hold out my hand and say target, and she runs up, she sticks her nose on it, which is basically me saying come here. But
that's badass though.
Yeah, but it's a target. She shoots with her nose.
Do you think she thinks that she's shooting something?
I mean, with her being my dog and all, yeah, totally.
Cool.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what I just said means.
I don't know, man.
But she can also
is,
sit.
This
I'm
is
gonna
going.
say that too. She can sit. She can target. She can sit.
Okay. Good shit. Chase,
Yeah.
what do you got going on this week?
Yeah, I'm around.
Well, we're going to be watching USFL tomorrow. I'll tell you that much.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But I don't have my Wednesday show. We were off this week, and there are other things in the works, but I don't know what the schedule's like yet. So
You're around.
I'm around.
Doing stuff.
I'm around.
I'm with the USFL starting up. USFL Jim will be starting his recaps and previews each and every week on Mondays and Fridays. So be ready for that, folks.
He's a good shit. That USFL Jim.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a real good dude. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Give us a like. Give us a follow everywhere you can find podcasts. This has been the Jimnasium.
We out here.
We out here.
We out
we
here.
out here, and we are out of here.